and a lot of them, their dead body parts are being sold.
Tim?
And I just wonder if you could comment on this.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, okay, so the crime, the sin, the horror of abortion is horrendous, and it is the constant faith, witness, and practice of the Catholic Church to oppose it at every turn. Right? Even recently in his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis refers to abortion as literally horrendous, and the Catholic Church has always been at the forefront of fighting for the legal rights and protection of the unborn. I would distinguish that, however, from persecution because of one's faith, because of course abortion is no respecter of faith, and Christian families and non-Christian families alike suffer this horrendous crime and evil. So there's something different from persecution, which is persecution specifically because of one's faith. And this is also something that's a great concern of the Catholic Church. Catholic bishops is constantly speaking out in defense of religious liberty, which seems to be eroding in our culture less and less respect for the rights of conscience. And without the rights of conscience, we have no rights. And in particularly also, you point out those that are suffering death, sometimes in horrific ways in other places in the world, in particular now in the Middle East. This is a crime that cries out to God for justice. Those who do give their lives in martyrdom for the faith like that have a particularly special place in heaven. The book of Revelation singles them out in particular as receiving a special reward from God. They've made the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate testament of their love for Christ. But the fact that they have done so meritoriously doesn't take anything away from the horrendous crime against them as persons and against their dignity. And so the Church does everything in her power in the international sphere to work for religious freedom all over the world.
Thank you so much, Tim. 888-31 Truth is the number. This is Catholic Answers Live, and today, open forum for non-Catholics. We're talking with Dr. David Anders. We go to Wes in Dallas, Texas, listening on 910 a.m.
Hello, Dr. Anders.
Hi.
I too come from an evangelical Presbyterian faith and still practicing that. And I was just curious. Teaches that non-Catholic Christians don't go to heaven, and I just wanted to hear what you have to say about that, or if that's correct or not.
Right, well that would be incorrect, all right, and if you look at the Catholic Church's doctrine concerning itself, in particular at the Second Vatican Council and the Church's dogmatic declaration, and if you get a chance, I really would recommend you read it. It's a magnificent document. You'll learn that the Catholic Church has a very generous attitude towards non-Catholic Christians and recognizes that they possess many elements of sanctification and truth. So, for instance, Protestant evangelical churches have a very large portion of the Bible. They don't have the whole Bible, but they've got a lot of it. They also have the Catholic sacrament of baptism. Many of them have valid marriage as a sacrament. And all of these are sources of sanctification and truth and have the capacity to lead people into the knowledge of God. And provided that they don't sin against their consciences, provided that they don't understand the full truth of the gospel that Christ founded the Catholic Church, that the Church subsists in all its fullness, in a visible society, in union with the Pope and the bishops and the seven sacraments, and they refuse to enter. Right? But if they don't understand that, and they're just responding to the light that they've received with a good conscience, together with God's grace and repentance for sin, they can be saved. All right? They can be saved. It's the explicit teaching of the Second Vatican Council and of the Catholic Church. So they're not ruled out of redemption. However, you're in a better place, objectively, if you have the full truth of Christian revelation. You know, Christ didn't just give us one sacrament or two. He gave us seven. He didn't just give us 66 books of the Bible. He gave us 73 plus the teaching office of the Church and the unwritten traditions of Christ and the apostles handed down to us. So we're in better shape. We have more truth and more light if we receive the full revelation of Christ and the full teaching authority of the Church and all of the sacraments as means of grace. We're objectively much better off. But that doesn't mean that someone that has only a partial revelation is completely ruled out.